Jeez, after what felt like an eternity, we finally beat Crash Bash, and I have some mixed feelings about this game. Those of which will be addressed throughout the video, but our current goal is to collect, beat, and 100% every Crash Bandicoot game, and Crash Bash just so happens to be our 5th game in the series. This game was released in 2000 and made exclusively for the PS1. Crash Bash was developed by Eurocom Entertainment and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. We were playing this game out as Crash Bandicoot. If I knew better, I would have gone back and chose a better character, but we had to rock with the main character. We were just doing a one-person playthrough, so there will be things missed and things unattainable. The introduction of this game starts off with Uku Uku and Aku Aku. God, I said both of those wrong. I'm so sorry. Arguing about who is the strongest, and they decide it's time to settle their argument. They settle on a contest, good versus evil. Crash and Cortex and all their friends are then teleported for their contest. In order to prevent having to jump back and forth, I'm going to discuss each individual minigame and its gem, crystal, relic challenges. And the longer we go in each warped room, the gems are basically the same as its counterparts, so I will not be mentioning those most of the time. We start off with Crash Ball. The challenge is like a pinball style game design, and this was horrific to me. It just spewed out RNG. In my original playthrough, it was so insanely tough to even win 3 games of this. It did get easier though as I progressed. The gym challenge starts you with a score of 9, with the others to 15. This needing only 1 win makes it easier. One of the nice things about collecting all the gems was only needing 1 win to get it. The crystal challenge eliminates your ability to use the kick, which can make it even more difficult. The gold platinum relics are earned by winning 2 and 3 in a row against the arena's champions. This is the same for each minigame, so I will not be talking about those in particular. The second level here is Polar Panic. I am terrible at these, especially this one. You can usually abuse the items in other levels, but with the border around the map on this one, I really struggle knocking them out. The gym challenge consists of winning the round in 60 seconds. The crystal challenge is just a robot shooting lightning on the map. It was really easy to avoid. The next minigame here is Pogo Painter. I have a love-hate relationship with this one. I didn't think winning the trophy or even the gym was too hard. The gym challenge was just a higher score that you had to reduce down to 0. The crystal challenge was quite annoying though. Random mushrooms would appear, and before you could stop your jump, one would appear and just take you out. This took me several attempts to defeat. The last minigame here is Jungle Bash. I really did enjoy this one. It was a lot of hectic, free-for-all type of minigame. You could throw crates and TNT at your opponents to try and knock down their HP. The trophy wasn't too hard. The gem was just reduced timing to try and win, and the crystal was just more so avoiding the nitro boxes being thrown on the map. The boss fight here is Papu Papu, and he would slam his staff down, causing a ripple of tiles to begin to roll down. You just need to avoid these, and then he would send down his minions. By defeating them, you can throw a TNT at him to drop his HP. You basically repeat this cycle until his HP is 0. This is where the game already starts to get a little repetitive. Each mini game from the previous warp rooms are basically copy and pasted in the next one. Each warp room does give you 1 new mini game to play through, which is nice. The first one here is Beach Ball. I also hated this one. This one though, you have a shield that can block and shoot out the balls. This just always has way too much RNG. Like the first one, the gem is 9 to 15, and this time the crystal challenge prohibits you from using the shield, which can make it very tough. The next mini game here is Tilted Panic. This one is easier than its counterpart due to the tilting of the map. If you can hunt the lightning item, it can stun everyone and they will just fall off the map. The gem challenge requires you to win in 30 seconds, and the crystal challenge is just a storm that comes through, forcing you to keep your balance, which was not hard. The next level is Pogo A Go Go, which requires you to make some sort of square or rectangle to collect points. This one took me multiple tries because I personally didn't read the instructions and thought the game was broken for not counting my points. The gym challenge is the same as its last one. You start at a slightly higher score and you have to work your way down. And the crystal challenge is trying to score the most points in 1 total capture, which was pretty fun to attempt. Our next one is Space Bash. Like I said earlier, I really enjoyed this style of minigame. The gym challenge is just winning in 40 seconds, and the crystal challenge was not having the ability to pick up the crates, which made it pretty interesting. You had to kick the crates or hit your opponents head on to drain their HP. We didn't get our next unique minigame, which is Desert Fox. I am terrible at the tank levels. It took me probably an hour to just get the trophy. The gem was to win in under 40 seconds. This one was more of a sheer luck kind of win for me. And the crystal was the middle submarine that fires bombs at the players. I thought this was easier than winning the trophy 3 times. Our next boss is Bear Banator. He sends in a mechanical bear at you and you have to knock them off the map. A missile will then appear and you get a free shot at it. Each time you use the missile, the process resets and he blows up a part of the map. Hitting him 3 times will defeat him. The next warp room we start with is in Ballism. I hated this one. The trophy challenge wasn't too bad and the gym wasn't too bad either. But the crystal challenge probably took me 7-8 hours to beat. This was the most frustrating aspect of the whole Crash Bandicoot series so far. The next minigame is Melt Panic. This is just copy and paste from the last 2, but the crystal challenge got difficult. This one also took me over an hour to get. You lose the ability to catch yourself from falling, so anytime you would get hit, you would get knocked out almost immediately. We then move to El Pogo Loco, and we get a reunion with Ripperoo. Ripperoo will jump around and have TNT appear on the map. The trophy and gem wasn't too bad, but the crystal was really hard. If you hit any of the nitro boxes Ripperoo would send out, it would instantly scream, "You failed!" This took me multiple attempts. We head into Snow Bash next. This time there's a penguin in the center. If you hit him, he will go berserk and target everyone on the map. I had my best success avoiding him in the corner. I was playing scared, I guess. The gym wasn't too bad, and the crystal was your character having much slippery shoes, so that wasn't really bad. We did get Metal Fox, another tank level. The trophy took me a while to collect all 3, but the gym wasn't too bad. The crystal was tough. If you got hit by a mine, you had to restart. This took me multiple attempts. We didn't get our next unique minigame, Dot Dash. This is a racing one which can get very toxic very fast. If you get hit once, you're more than likely going to get hit again and again. The gym challenge here is you having 10 laps while they have 8, and the crystal is not getting hit by a missile. If you stay hugged on the inside, it gives you a much better chance in my opinion. We didn't get our next boss fight with Big Bad Fox, which is the Komodo brothers. I thought this was the most unique boss fight. You have to destroy their base first, and then after you do that, they both come out and fight you. Defeating them both will advance you to the 4th warped room. The next warped room starts off with Skyballs. That's kind of funny to say. At this point, these minigames are starting to get really repetitive. The Crystal Challenge is not touching any of the red balls. The next minigame is Manic Panic. This one consists of a lot of bombs being spawned. Hitting someone twice with the bomb will knock them out as well. As long as you wait for the bomb, you should be good with this one. The Crystal Challenge is starting off on foot. This is what happens when you get hit by the bomb the first time. This isn't too hard. The next one is Pogo Padlock. This one actually gives you the opportunity to start locking your squares, which is pretty unique. The trophy and gem wasn't too hard to get, but the crystal was a little bit tougher. In order to get points, you had to hit opponents with missiles to steal their squares and then convert them, which made it pretty difficult. We then pivot to Drain Bash. The crystal challenge here is basically being careful and not opening up the items. Sometimes it will hurt you. We move to Jungle Fox, which is the last tank level, which means another difficult mission for old dude here. The gym challenge was just winning in a shorter time period, and the crystal was avoiding the tanks and the attacks from the totem pole. We did get another racing level, Toxic Dash. This one had a bunch of obstacles that could obstruct you from having a solid start. The crystal challenge for this one has you stuck in slime if you fall off the map, making it very difficult to win. We did get our unique minigame for this one, which is Ring Ding. You just try and get the most of your colored balloons. The gem has you try and get to 0 first, and the crystal has you avoiding hitting other people's balloons. We did get a rematch with Nitro Oxide for some reason. You have to chase him through an asteroid field and dodge several different obstacles. The second phase, you're playing him in a one-on-one in the boss style game. It gets easier the more times you lose, which was really good for me. If anyone got this first time, you're a god. That's all I have to say. You're a god. There's so much more you can do in this game, but I just didn't have time to complete everything. We got to our 100% though, but with how RNG based this game can be, it could just take way too long to complete everything. And you have to do a whole other playthrough and then a 2-player playthrough, and I just don't have time for that, unfortunately. I do want to come back eventually and do that, though. And I will post the videos when I do so. But this game gave me so many mixed emotions. On one hand, I really enjoyed the gameplay originally and thought the minigames were really fun. The longer it went on, the more repetitive it felt and the less effort it seemed they really put into this game. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel like the party mode would be really fun with a good group of friends, but I didn't get to play that. I played the adventure mode and it was just too repetitive. I did like how they included all these different characters. All the boss fights were really fun and tough, and the creativity that each unique minigame had was really good. The RNG really did bother me though. Like I stated earlier, it took me 8 hours to beat Ballism's Crystal Challenge, and that's just ridiculous. But overall rating for this game is a 6 out of 10. If I would have played the party mode more, that score might be higher, but based on the repetition from adventure mode, that's a score I feel like it deserves. I am excited to finally get back to the PS2. Our next game is Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. Be sure to keep your eye open for that gameplay. If you made it this far, let me know your favorite minigame on this game. And if you missed it, I posted my review for Crash Team Racing. Be sure to check that out. I appreciate you guys watching and have a great day.